Great, well done. How did you find it out there? A lot of hard hits going in?
Yeah, tough. The first 10 minutes were a bit of a rude awakening. I got sent to the ground twice, but it's all part of playing teams like Fiji. I think serious athletes, and going into it, you're almost expecting it, and you're trying to hype yourself up to get into the hits, and just mistimed them. But I learned from it. But as a game, it was a very good one. Thought we stamped our kind of way in our game on it well. They're a very good side, and I think you saw that over their autumn game, so a good win.
And what is it like coming into this side that Andy obviously made a couple of changes, you know, getting used to playing with each other and the calls and all of that, because there was so many changes in the squad?
Yeah, I think we're kind of used to it, and everyone knows the detail in and around the squad. We've trained in different groups over the last few weeks. In Portugal, we mixed and matched who was with each other for the whole week, and I think that week before camp, before tests, gives you like nice variety and kind of like who you're training with. I mean, I was very comfortable playing with Sam. We've got a good relationship, as I would be with any of the 10s, to be honest. And I think the young lads coming into the squad, I'm not old, but I think like the lads getting their debuts were class all week, really good, and I can give confidence to everyone that going into this game.
How did you think Sam did?
Yeah, no, very good. Very happy with him. Obviously, the yellow card probably wasn't ideal, and he probably wasn't happy with that himself. But I think he's just so calm for a 21-year-old. It's crazy how calm he is. Nothing flusters him. So you saw when he came back onto the pitch, like how calm he was. Just drove us around and didn't let it affect him whatsoever. So no, brilliant. Next session.
Does it feel like there's real competition for places now that in each position the players are pushing to get that starting position?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the way with this squad for a few years, and I think there's been absolute world-class players in probably most of the positions for a good while, and then now the competition behind that is starting to grow within the squad. People are getting a bit more comfortable with themselves in the squad and kind of bringing their own game to it and being confident doing that. So that can only bode well for us as a squad and a team, and we're always trying to improve massively. But I think like the players in Irish rugby at the minute, even outside of the squad, are top class, and you can see the competition around the provinces, so it's very good.
The coach says he wants to save the best for last. How confident and determined is the squad to produce one really big performance next weekend?
Yeah, of course, we're always striving to get better. I think the last 2 weeks we've taken our learnings. There's been really honest feedback to each other and learnings and kind of like honest discussions. Obviously we were very disappointed with the New Zealand loss, and they're a very good side, but I think we hold ourselves in a bit more esteem than what we produced that night, and we were very disappointed with how we kind of rolled into camp with that loss, and we're always striving to get better, like I said. So like today was probably another step forward from the last 2 weeks. Like I said, we probably put our game onto them a bit more than we have in the last 2 weeks. Except I thought the first half last week was outstanding. We just needed to do it for 80 minutes, and thankfully we did it. We probably did it for 75 minutes tonight, and very happy with that. But it's all about next week now. Looking forward to it, and it's going to be a colossal test match.
I'm really looking forward to facing Australia. There's obviously a bit of added spice with Joe Schmidt being back. Good for our headlines, obviously, but it must add a wee bit of spice to the dressing room as well, knowing that he's back in Dublin.
Yeah, well, I actually never worked with Joe. I was under 20s, and that's probably the closest I got to a Joe Smith session. But I think like the lads have a lot of respect for him for what he done for Leinster Rugby, for what he did for Irish Rugby. It was very special times when he was the coach, so I think there's a lot of respect there, and we know what's probably coming with Australia. He's going to have them psyched up. You can see the improvement in them already. So like I said a few minutes ago, it's going to be a colossal test match, and I think they've got a few freak players as well, so it should be a good one.
Just obviously when you're playing New Zealand, Argentina, more of a structure to their game, in Australia next week. Fiji, obviously their background in sevens, a lot of running rugby. Is it a different dynamic when you're preparing to play a side like Fiji?
Yeah, of course, you kind of look at all the teams, but I think, like I said a few minutes ago, it's about kind of producing our game into the game, and that's probably the main thing that we're focused on. Of course, there's discussions during the week about what they're going to bring, and we knew Fiji would be a run threat, huge kind of physicality threat as well. They probably pride themselves on that. So this week will probably be a bit different, but like I said, I think Australia have a few freak athletes as well, so there'll be a bit more structure on the game, I imagine, but there'll be broken play as well, and we've got to be able to switch on to that as well.
And it's nice to score in any game, but you had to take that. You had a lot to do to get that try. It looked spectacular.
I don't know about spectacular now. I think Gussie did very well to hear me, and I think he delivered the ball very nicely. It was a nice finish in the corner, but to get my first international try is a dream come true. Something that I've dreamed about, going to internationals when you're younger and seeing the likes of like Brian O'Driscoll and the lads score tries is probably like you want to do that and replicate that. And no, it was nice to get over a nice one for myself and my family.